This is a fungal skin infection called Tinea Versicolor caused by Malsensia furfur. Okay, basically what usually happen, the overgrowth of that fungal element on your skin will cause discoloration. So how you treat this is by topical application of antifungal creams. You have ointments, swallowing of antifungal drugs like ketoconazole, you have grexofulvin. But first of all, before you treat yourself, make sure you see your physician, and they will be able to formulate a very, very good formula for that, because that is something that you can be able to treat. You take shower, and in less than 30 minutes, you start smelling sweat again. This is actually a personal experience, and I don't want to mention the brand of the soap. But I decided to change that soap to something like this. I'm not endorsing or maybe advertising or something, but since then I decided to start using this Imperial Leather. But I've never had that issue ever again. Now, I don't want to mention so many things around branding or around businesses, but this is what I thought, that maybe they have put something in that soap that will make you shower severally during the day, and by this you're going to increase the number of times you're going to use that soap, meaning that you're going to deplete that soap sooner, and you'll end up going back buying maybe the same soap because maybe you're affiliated to that, or maybe you like how it smells or something. Vaginal discharge, whether you have them or not. Now, ladies, I want you to try this. Try to take in more probiotics. Now, a good example would be something like a probiotic yogurt. They are there in the supermarkets, in shops, and they are very available. Now, what my focus here is you to improve your vaginal health by improving the growth of your normal flora. We have something very important in the vaginal canal called lactobacilli. It's one of the normal flora there, and it keeps in check something like Candida albicans or overgrowth of other bacteria, which might still be normal flora, but when they overgrow, they're going to give you that discharge, that smell, and so many of those. So if you continue taking probiotics over a long period of time, you're going to improve your vaginal health. Even your gut health is going to improve, and when you do that, you're going to resolve some of those discharges that people usually get, and they're very uncomfortable. This is canker sores, and it can affect any part of the mouth, but mostly affects the inner sides of their lips and also the gums and upper sides of your mouth. Now, we have two types of this canker sores. The first one is simple, and the second one is complex. This one only happens only once or twice in a year, or just less frequently. But this one is very, very frequent. And in case you have them, I want you to try this. Use hydrogen peroxide or salt. Just gag salt. Warm water, put salt in, and then gag that in your mouth. Something else, you can just use painkillers. But remember, the canker sores, they usually resolve on themselves, so you can just wait for them to disappear. But if they're taking longer, you can just use what we have here to force them to go away. Swollen feet might be caused by any of the following, or all of them. One, we have kidney failure, we have liver failure, we have heart failure, we have venous insufficiencies, we have blood clots. In case you want to know their details, just go to my YouTube channel. You're going to get a detailed video on that. There is a difference between vitiligo and albinism. They both affect melanocytes, yes, but there's a big difference between the two. When it comes to vitiligo, this is an autoimmune disorder whereby immune cells fight melanocytes. Melanocytes are responsible for secretion of melanin. Now, when it comes to albinism, this is a genetic error whereby you find that the genes which are responsible for secretion of melanin, they're not there. So they were not inherited. In albinism, you find that the whole body is affected, but when it comes to vitiligo, you might find that you have only some few patches being affected by that condition. There's a difference between this, which is HSV infection, and this other one here, which is HPV infection. For HSV, we have two major types, that is HSV1 and 2. HSV1 usually cause cold sores. And then we have the second one, which usually cause the genital herpes. For the HPV, we have a huge group that causes several infections, one of which is now the warts on the skin. And then we have another one which usually causes cervical cancer, among others. Piriton is not a sleeping pill. The active component is chlorphenamine, which usually is an antihistamine, which will give you the side effects of being sleepy. That's why when you have a running nose and you take Piriton, in addition to the running nose being fixed, you're also going to start feeling sleepy. Eating food very fast is not recommended because you see your brains usually take a little bit longer to realize that you are full. Meaning that by the time that you're feeling that you're full, if you are eating very fast, you might have already overeaten. There's a video that I did on why you should not take alcohol together with the antihistamines, and people are like, oh, sounds fun, I want to try that. Yeah, you might feel adventurous, but sounds like you have suicidal thoughts. In case you have them, just go and see a psychiatrist. Alcohol and antihistamines will not give you anything. Now, you might feel that it's fun because right now you're young and you have that spirit of adventure. You want to try something new. You want to get those high and hallucinations. But then give yourself like 10 to 20 years later, you're now flocking the healthcare system you are already complaining about right now. So you'll start complaining about the healthcare system over something that you did yourself willingly. Don't do that anyway.